Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Techno Talks here. So in front of us today we do have two devices, Apple's newest flagship, the iPhone 16 Pro, and Samsung's standing champion, the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra. So quickly getting the specs out of the way, with the 16 Pro we do have the A18 Pro chipset, and then we also do get 8GB of RAM this year, so not really an upgrade. But on the S24 Ultra, we do get the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, and then we do get 12GB of RAM. So RAM-wise, the S24 Ultra does seem like it has more. However, as most of you guys might know, iPhones usually don't need as much RAM as Android devices. So without further ado, let's go ahead and begin. Starting off, I do want to begin with a boot up test. I know this doesn't really matter too much, but again, I still do include it. So in 3, 2, 1, let's go ahead and see which device boots up first. Alright, the Samsung logo did appear first, but again, that's not going to change everything. So waiting on both the devices now. Samsung Galaxy on the left, iPhone on the right. And again, this boot up test doesn't really mean much. I still do include it. Some people like to see it. After the boot up test, I will go ahead and go through some apps, and then I will go ahead and check the RAM management. And after that, we'll do some benchmarks to actually test them out. So the S24 Ultra did boot up first, and then the iPhone short after. Alright, now that both of the devices have powered on, here is a look at all the apps we have. So we do have some stock apps, we have some social media apps, we do have some shopping apps, Chipotle, YouTube, and then we have our games. So we have 4 games at the very end, and then we do have 2 benchmarks. So other than that, let's go ahead and begin. Quickly taking a look, we don't have any apps open on the background, so we can begin. Alright, starting off with calculator in 3, 2, 1. That seems like the iPhone. Calendar, that seems like the iPhone again. Clock, I'm not exactly sure about that one. Camera, and then if we do flip both at the same time, that did feel like the iPhone. Instagram, let's see, that was, I believe that was a draw. X, see which one loads it up. I think that was a draw. I'm not exactly sure right there. Maybe the iPhone took it, but the S24 Ultra did load in one more time. And again, these are both connected to the same Wi-Fi connection. So Groupon, that is going to be the iPhone, I think, just by a millisecond. ESPN, let's see which one loads the video in first, and that is going to go to the iPhone. So again, these are very similar results. The iPhone is taking it just by a tad bit, but again, very similar. Amazon, that did seem like the S24 Ultra right there. eBay, let's see, that again is going to be the S24 Ultra. YouTube, that is going to be the S24 Ultra. Chipotle, I think that was the S24 Ultra. And now we can move on to our games. And again, if I do mess up anything, just go ahead and leave a comment down below to correct me on that. So Smashy Road 1 to 2. Let's see. That's going to be the iPhone. Temple Run 2. Very close. Let's see. Let's see. And I think that's going to be the S24 Ultra. Alright. And then no thanks. Let's click play. So that is going to be the S24 Ultra. Asphalt Unite. So these are some more heavy demanding games like Asphalt and Dead Trigger 2. But that is going to go to the iPhone. So the iPhone does take it. And finally, our last game, Dead Trigger 2 in 3, 2, 1. That is going to be the S24 Ultra for the loading screen. And if we do click play on both of them, at 3, 2, 1. Let's see. I think that's going to be the S24 Ultra again. Oh, the iPhone did reload. So let's redo that real quick. Alright, clicking play at the same time. See, I think that's going to be the iPhone just by a little bit. It did load in the animations a little faster. That might be because I might have accidentally clicked it a little faster, or again, the iPhone is just a tad bit faster. But again, very close results. However, the iPhone does take it just by a little bit. The S24 Ultra did do a better job on our third row of apps. However, mainly the iPhone was just a tad bit faster. Now, if we do go through our RAM management, let's see if we do get any reloads. So far, so good. Again, maybe the cameras, but that isn't a big issue. Instagram still open. X, still there. Groupon, both still open. ESPN, still open. Amazon, still there. eBay, once again, still there. I think the S24 Ultra was just reloading the screen. Chipotle, still there. The games, again, still there. Really nice. So far, so good. Final apps. Oh, no reload there. I thought that was a reload, but it was only reloading something in the app. And our final game, both kept it open. So no issues there. All right, so RAM management wise, both did a great job. No issues on that. Let's go ahead and close out through all those apps real quick and hop into our benchmark. So again, we're gonna run a CPU benchmark with both these devices. And once those benchmarks are completed, we will go ahead and examine those results. So let's go ahead and let that run. All right, so both of the tests have completed. As you can see on the left, we have our S24 Ultra score, and on the right, we do have the 16 Pro. So taking a look at the single core, we do have 2196 on the S24 Ultra and 3364 on the iPhone 16 Pro. So around a 1,000 point difference right there. As for the multi-core, we do get 6,940 on the S24 Ultra and 8,208. So again, around a 1,000 point difference right there. So looking at this benchmark, the iPhone 16 Pro is going to be the more powerful device. But again, benchmarks aren't the only thing that determine the speed of a device. Now we can go into 3D Mark and actually do a wildlife stress test. So go ahead and go to our wildlife stress test right here. And now let's start both of these. And once again, once these are over, I will get back to y'all and we'll take a look at those scores. All right, so both of the tests are done and we do have some pretty interesting scores. So starting off the S24 Ultra, our best loop score is going to be 14,250 and our lowest loop score is going to be 5,878. Comparing that to the iPhone 16 Pro, we do have a best loop score of 10,007, which is lower than the S24 Ultra's best loop score. However, the lowest was 9,067. And so if we do go one more step down, we can see the stability. We're on the S24 Ultra, that's going to be 41.2%, and on the iPhone 16 Pro, that's 90.6. And if we do take a look at this graph down here, you can see that our first loop was 9,975, 10,000, 10,000, 10,000, 9,600, and then it did go down a little to the low 9,000s. However, on the S24 Ultra, we did start very high at 14,000 and then it dropped down by around 2,000 points and then another 2,000, another 3,000, and it just kept dropping after that. So the S24 Ultra isn't as stable as the iPhone 16 Pro. And while the test was running, I did see, like at the beginning, for example, the S24 Ultra was getting higher frames per second, like unlike the iPhone 16 Pro. But again, from this graph, we can see that the iPhone is a lot more stable. We do get some more performance ranges here. And then if we do go down, we can see our battery percentage went from 86 to 78 on the S24 Ultra, so an 8% drop, and 80 to 70 on the 16 Pro, and a 10% drop right there. As for the frame rate, what I was talking about on the S24 Ultra, we did go down all the way to 19 frames per second, but we did get to 125, and on the iPhone 16 Pro, we only got up to 62, but our lowest was 29. And again, that is a thing I was talking about. However, on the iPhone, it was able to keep that 60 to 30 range very stably, unlike the S24 Ultra, where if you can see from here, the frames just kept dropping, going back up, kept dropping, so it wasn't very stable. So that is going to wrap it up for the benchmarks. While taking a look at the benchmarks, we can see that the iPhone 16 Pro is a lot more powerful than the S24 Ultra. However, day-to-day usage, both of these devices are going to get you through your day perfectly. So I've used the S24 Ultra for a very long time, and I've been daily driving the iPhone 16 Pro for a week now, and so far both of these devices have been great and they've been able to handle every task I throw at it. So again, that will basically wrap it up for this video. As always, if you did enjoy this video, make sure to like and subscribe, and see y'all in the next one.